Shadows Without a Name. Chapter 3. The Dead Witness. Andrey did not move for a long time after the last message, not because he didn't know what to do, but because for the first time he understood that every action he could take had already been taken before. That realization did not frighten him, it slowed him down. There is a difference. Fear makes people act faster. Understanding makes them precise. "You're not ready," the words lingered. Not as a warning, as a measurement. Not ready for what? Andrey leaned forward, elbows resting lightly on the table, fingers interlocked. "Then show me something that doesn't depend on memory," he said quietly. Silence. He expected that. This was not a conversation. It was a system responding only when conditions were met. Andrey exhaled slowly. "Fine," he murmured. "I'll find it myself." He returned to the archive. The dead man's file was easy to locate. Too easy. That was the first inconsistency. Important records are never easy to find unless someone wants them to be. Andrey opened the file. The photograph confirmed everything. Same face, same structure, same details. No doubt. Status? Deceased. Cause? Confirmed. Identification? Verified. No anomalies, which made it perfect. Too perfect. Andrey printed the file. He didn't trust digital records anymore. Digital data could be altered, removed, rewritten. Paper was slower to betray you. The city greeted him with the same illusion of normality. People moved, cars passed, conversations continued, but Andrey noticed something most wouldn't. Delays, micro-delays. A man stopped half a second longer than necessary before crossing the street. A woman unlocked her phone, stared at the screen, then locked it again without doing anything. Two strangers slowed slightly as they passed each other, as if something in their minds had almost connected, but didn't. Recognition interrupted. That was new. That meant the pattern was spreading. The building stood where the file said it would. Concrete, neutral, unremarkable. Exactly the kind of place people forget. Andrey stopped outside. He didn't look at the door first. He looked at the windows, patterns of light. Most were dark. One wasn't, third floor, left side. Consistent with the file. Consistent with expectation. Too consistent. He entered. The stairwell was quiet, not empty, quiet. There's a difference. Empty spaces echo, quiet spaces absorb. This one absorbed. Every step felt muted, controlled. Andrey slowed his pace. He wasn't listening for sound. He was listening for interruption. Something that didn't belong. Nothing. Which meant everything belonged. Third floor, the door was open. Not wide, just enough. An invitation or a test. Andrey stood still. He studied the doorframe, the angle, the shadow it cast. Recently moved, deliberately positioned, not forced. Not accidental. He pushed it, slowly. The door opened without resistance. The room inside was dim. Light came from a single source, positioned behind the man. Intentional. Silhouette first, details second, psychological advantage. Andrey stepped inside. He didn't speak. He observed. The man YS seated, calm, composed, waiting. No visible tension, no defensive posture, no signs of fear, which meant he wasn't reacting. He was expecting. "You're late," the man said. Andrey closed the door behind him. "I wasn't invited." The man smiled slightly. "That didn't stop you before." Before. That word again, repeated across contexts, repeated across time. Andrey stepped closer. "Who are you?" he asked. The man tilted his head. "That's not what you asked last time." Andrey didn't react. "What did I ask?" The man leaned back slightly. "You asked how many times." Silence. Andrey processed it. How many? The man held his gaze. 3. 3. The number settled with unnatural weight. Not just a count, a structure. 3 attempts, 3 failures, 3 resets. You're dead, Andrey said. The man shrugged. So are you. No sarcasm, no humor, just statement. Andrey stepped closer. You were identified. Officially. Yes. And? And you signed it. That stopped him. Not visibly, but internally. I don't remember, Andrey said. I know, the man replied. A pause. That's the point. Andrey studied him carefully. No hesitation, no deception markers, no inconsistency, which meant he believed what he was saying. You said 3 times, Andrey continued. Yes, and every time you forgot. Andrey exhaled slowly. So it's controlled. Yes. By you? The man smiled faintly. No. A pause. By you. Silence deepened. I built this? Andrey asked. Yes. Why? The man leaned forward slightly. To test a theory. Andrey waited. That memory is not identity, the man said. That you can erase it. A pause. And still remain. The idea landed with precision. Too clean. Too complete. And the results? Andrey asked. The man watched him carefully. Inconsistent, he said. Andrey's eyes narrowed. Meaning? Sometimes you remain, the man said. A pause. Sometimes you become something else. That changed everything. And the others? Andrey asked. Subjects. And now? The man's expression shifted. They're variables. And me? The man smiled. You're the constant. Silence. Andrey reached into his pocket, placed the printed file on the table. You're listed as dead. The man nodded. I was. What changed? The man looked directly at him. You stopped remembering that I died. And that redefined everything. Memory wasn't passive, it was active, structural. And if I remember, Andrey asked. The man leaned back, then said quietly, then I disappear. And if I don't? The man's smile returned. Then everything else does. That was the equation. That was the rule. Andrey didn't move, because for the first time he wasn't trying to solve the case. He was trying to understand the system. End of chapter 3.